so I'm gonna try and keep this as short as possible since not much has exactly changed since the last time I made an analysis video before the weekend, but pretty much my predictions happened exactly as I was expecting. We're looking at Ethereum here. This is not what I want. There we go. So Bitcoin. Now, these are good indicators that I would suggest for you guys to look at and keep, but I'm not telling you to follow them religiously, okay? These are not trading signals. These are just indicators that help you confirm your own analysis. As you can see here, I've already had support levels set each time for my previous analysis, which we discussed before. Every time we had a rejection from a resistance level, it provided a sell signal. This confirmed that my analysis was correct. And then once we found support at support levels here and here, it gave us buy signals. And this was even ahead of the CPI report, being extremely positive. And we had this major pump here. Rejection at the 67k level, sell. We found support at these horizontal rays that I drew. I was doing a little bit of intraday trading right here. And then we had a buy signal up happen here once this resistance level got broken. That's why I flipped these from red to green, because these are now support levels that have yet to be tested. I don't think this level will be tested anymore. I think the only levels that will be tested will be either this level here at 68,500, because this was a major resistance point, which is not really resistance, and I will explain why in a second. And then this one here. This one here is because this is the breakout of the bullish flag. And if we want to measure the bullish flag here, right from the breakout, we're expecting a target of almost 80k. Okay? And that's one thing. Another thing is measuring the depth of the head from the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders pattern that played out this week, and we were expecting this to happen. Hold on. It's not, the breakout was right here. So level is 72,400. Now, there's major resistance at 72,200. All the sell limit orders are right here. Now, why was I saying that this level is no longer a resistance level? It's most likely just a psychological resistance level. Was because after the last analysis video that I made, and during the weekend prior to Monday's opening, this whole level here in between 67k to 70k, we had some resistance levels at like 68,500 and 69,500. During the weekend, all these sell orders actually completely evaporated. This whole area became empty. It was just like a little bit of like, you know, small sell orders like these ones here. Why that happened is beyond me, but this does give us a strong indication that sellers have left the market. There's no longer any sellers, which is why even with not necessarily high volumes, like when the spot ETFs got approved for Bitcoin, there was huge volumes here. But here on the rebound, it's like half the volume that we saw, but it's still extremely bullish, is because the sellers have left the market. Okay, so this is why I would say also some of the sellers have switched into buyers, and this is why we're having this huge rise right here. So right now, this level will have to be tested for support, because this is the last psychological resistance point that got broken. If we do not find support here, we're gonna break down and find support at the bullish flag breakout point. Now, why do I have this point circled? Is because I'm waiting to see the next closes here ahead of the morning opening candle, which would be around here. This would give you a clear indicator of whether we found support here or here. So we're just waiting to see how these candles close in the next 8 hours ahead of the next market opening tomorrow. Tomorrow's target is going to be around here, around the 72,200 point, which we saw in the global order book. But if I'm going to take a long position with a little bit of a higher leverage, I'm gonna take it right from this entry point and exit a little bit early at 71,400 just because it's a high leverage trade. Now if you're gonna go for a long-term trade, this is what I would be looking at, this right here. So you're looking for the 80 target of this bullish flag breakout. So you'd enter here something with like 30x leverage, 35x leverage. Stop loss should be right around this consolidation level zone. So I would put it somewhere around here, maybe. Let's say around here. That's a good level here. Resistance flip to support right around here. So that would be your stop loss region, your entry point here, your take profit right around here. If you're going to go high leverage, this is what you should be looking at. Now, this also goes along with that anything that you take that's similar to this long position with high leverage, your liquidity level should be from 67 and lower. Okay, don't take anything higher than that because there's still a possibility that we might visit those levels again, and I'll show you why in a second. If you're going to go for this, try and take a liquidity position that is 63 and lower, because we might also revisit these levels soon enough for whatever reason. Now here's why. If we go into the liquidity heat map, as you can see, major liquidity still to be grabbed at 72,200. That coincides with the global order book that we're talking about, this resistance level. The next nearest resistance is 7,600, which I think is going to be taken out fairly quickly tomorrow morning. We tried to take that out today, but we couldn't. But we did take out the 70k levels here. As you can see, there's major liquidity here at 67k, a little bit down towards 66k. Also, you'll see major liquidity at 66k. So these liquidities are just as equally close as this. So I always consider both directions of the market. I don't trade both directions, but I always anticipate both directions. This is the sign of a good trader, and this is why most of you actually like my analysis, because I'm not extremely biased towards one direction. I always give you both possibilities, and you can decide for yourself which possibility that you would want to go with. If you're feeling bearish, you'll know which support levels to look for. Those would be your take profits, obviously, and the resistance levels would be your entry points, for example. Or if you're bullish, you'd consider it the other way around, the supports being your entries, your resistance being your take profits. So still plenty of room to go down here. 3k difference between 72k and 69k, also 3k difference between 69k and 66k. Very possible that we may go down to these levels. So this is why I'm telling you, if you're going to take any positions with leverages, just manage your liquidities properly and set your stop losses accordingly to manage your risk entirely. Now this goes for Bitcoin. This is pretty much all the news for Bitcoin. I did, however, want to show you something really nice about ETH. ETH completely blew up. Okay, this just happened in 15 minutes. Now here's why. JSafe and I are increasing our odds of spot Ether ETF approval to 75%, up from 25%. Hearing chatter this afternoon that SEC could be doing a 180 on this increasingly political issue. So now everyone's scrambling like us. Everyone else assumed they'd be denied. Things are taking a turn for better on spot Ethereum ETF approvals this week, upping our odds to 75%. This was today. Okay, so what is going on here? First of all, increasingly political issue. Let's start with that. Well, we know that the presidential elections in the US are happening this year in September, I think it was. And it seems like the approval rates for Trump are much higher than Biden this time, especially due to the fact that Trump is actually extremely supportive of crypto, whereas the Biden administration has been locking down on crypto ever since they got in. And they've been trying to impose capital gains tax on Bitcoin. They were denying approvals for Ethereum, but apparently now, since they see that they're losing supporters because of this, and because everyone is now becoming more positive about crypto, becoming more bullish about crypto, um, they're more likely to vote for Trump instead of Biden. So the Biden administration is trying to flip this by um, basically finally approving the Ethereum spot ETFs, which is why I'm expecting this to continue going higher. Tomorrow, when the market opens again, this will continue to explode. So this is a very nice point to enter again. Now, I do expect some support to be tested here, and this would be a very nice entry point here. I did take a small scalp up from this position to this position, I think it was. Made a nice $80 profit. I didn't want to risk too much because I do not know when this could possibly flip, since I'm not really tracking Ethereum as much. But I do expect that this would continue to play out up until the all-time high here, the previous all-time high at 4100. And then once the spot ETF does get approved, we're entering price discovery again, but I could expect that it could go up to like 5100. But then again, I'm not really watching Ethereum that closely, so don't completely rely on my prediction here. I would suggest looking at any other professional analysis for Ethereum that could give you a very clear direction on where Ethereum is going. But I will try and study Ethereum from now on and see what could possibly happen, because this could end up being more profitable than taking trades on Bitcoin, to be honest. I'm seriously considering entering the Ethereum market here just to make a little bit of extra profit. So if you are considering entering Ethereum long term, this would be a nice entry point right here. Before market opens tomorrow morning, we'll see the support happen. We'll continue going up, enter here, and then if you want to enter with something of a high leverage, I would exit somewhere around this here is a resistance point. So where's the okay, so we already broken through this. It wicked towards this. So this is your first TP, and this would be your second TP, and then this is your third TP. Okay, and this is if you're thinking of entering very high leverage trade in Ethereum. So if it does open here, your first take profit is going to be around this position, second take profit here, third take profit here, fourth take profit here. Okay, and then your stop loss should be this. This would be your support point. Alright, and yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Obviously, if anything does change throughout the week, I will continue to update you. But for now, this seems like the scenario that's playing out at the moment. It does seem like the selling pressure is fading out here. It's most likely just traders exiting the market, since the market has closed and it's the end of the day. So it doesn't seem like there's any selling pressure. Even if a little bit of selling pressure does appear early in the morning here, it's going to get quickly bought up at this position. Actually, let's look at the so major support here at 67,000, and then 68,750 is our local support. I would say that lines up perfectly with our analysis here. 68,600. Yep, so if you want to enter this trade, I would enter somewhere around here, basically, just like I said. 68,500. Let's just take it a little bit higher. 68, 650, 700, somewhere around here is a good position, and you'll exit here. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching.